I've been asked this question countless number of times. That, sir, UPSC is my dream. I really want to become an IS officer, but I can't fulfill that dream. Why? Because I lack time. I have a 9 to 5 job and I cannot quit that job because I have to put food on the table. Now, my reply to those people is that first of all, you need to stop lying to yourself. You do have time despite your 9 to 5 job. Now, their reply is that no, sir, I don't have any time. For UPSC, you need to spend at least 8 to 10 hours. And I cannot spend that much time given my commitments at my professional life. Well, the thing is that you don't require 8 to 10 hours for UPSC preparation. You only require 5 to 6 hours, at max 6. 5 hours daily consistently, and that is all. And if you are saying to me that you don't even have 5 hours to spare, then I think deep down inside, you know that you're wrong. Or if you really think that you don't even have 5 hours despite your 9 to 5 job, let me show this to you through simple mathematics that this is a lie. Let me show this to you, okay? You see, in 1 week, there are 168 hours. Okay, now you have a 9 to 5 job from Monday to Friday. Okay, and it's a 8-hour job generally. So Monday to Friday, 5 days, 8 hours every day into 5 days, that is 40, right? So you subtract 40 from this. Now you are left with around 128 hours. The thing is that, well, I want everyone to sleep well. Okay, you need to get your 8 hours of sleep every day. That's really important. That will really improve your productivity as well. So you will sleep 8 hours every day for 1 week. Okay, so that is 8 times 7, 56. So you subtract 56 from this. Okay, what are you left with? 2 and 12 minus 72 hours. Okay, so now you're left with 72 hours in 1 week. Now I understand that you do need to spend time on daily chores, well, brushing your teeth, getting fresh, bathing, and many other things that you're involved in your daily activities. So let's suppose your daily chores require 3 hours of your day. Okay, so 3 into 7, 21 hours in 1 week are spent in your daily chores. Okay, so you are now left with, well, simply put, simple mathematics. It is around 51 hours. And I know man is a social animal. So you do have a social life. You do need entertainment also. You need to spend time with your friends, family, relatives, and whatnot. So I'm giving you 1 hour every day for that as well. So you subtract 7 from over here and you get around 44 hours in 1 week, which are completely yours. Now divide 44 by 7 and you get an average of 6 hours per day. That means you can spare 6 hours every day for studying. Now, I'm telling you, don't even spend 6 hours, just spend 5 hours every day for studying. And that is all that is required for UPSC preparation. Okay, you do have time. This simple mathematics shows that you do have time, but you are, well, trying so hard to convince yourself that you are this victim, that because you have to get a job, you have to perform in your job, and you don't have time, well, you can't prepare for UPSC and you cannot fulfill your dream. Well, I've shown this to you that you do have time. Therefore, now that you have this knowledge, use it well. So now we have very well established that you do have time. Now the question is how you use that time. So I'm going to reveal to you a 4-step strategy. Okay. Now this is a 12-month blueprint. You have to follow this strategy for 12 months and it involves 4 easy steps. Okay. Every step of the way, you have to follow this strategy diligently. Now, this 4-step strategy will definitely allow you to secure very high marks in UPSC prelims, UPSC mains, and even the interview. You'll be fully ready, provided you are consistent, diligent, and disciplined with this strategy. Now, what does this strategy look like? Let's talk about this. So look, this is a 4-step strategy, and I have mapped it out on this graph very well. And this entire strategy would require 12 months of your time. Okay, this is step 1, phase 1, which is also known as the warm-up phase. Okay, it will continue till 1 month. Then we have phase 2, which is known as the takeoff stage. It would demand a lot from you intellectually in this stage. Okay, this would take another 2 to 4 months. Then phase 3 is also known as the cruise phase. Okay, which would allow you to spend, well, it would go on for 5-6 months. And then just 3 months before your prelims exam, I would want you to get into this landing phase. This is the most difficult phase. It would require at least 7 to 8 hours of your day. You have to manage it somehow. Okay. Now, this would go on for 90 days just before your exams. This is the 4-step process. So, warm up phase, takeoff phase, cruise phase, and the landing phase. Now, interestingly, I know that, well, you can't study for 10 to 12 hours right from the beginning, or I do not expect you to study for 5 to 6 hours right from the beginning. Okay, even if you are hyper motivated right now and you will study for 6 hours every day, you are hyper motivated now. This motivation is going to come down in a matter of couple of weeks, and then you will skip a day, then skip 2 days, then skip a week. You won't be able to sustain this hard work for long. Therefore, we have to go step by step. Like every physical activity, every hard physical activity requires a warm up before that physical activity. Similarly, this entire 12-month strategy would also require from you a warm up phase. Okay. So in the warm up phase, you just have to spend 3 hours of your day. This would continue for 1 month. Just 3 hours of your day, and that would be all. That's what I'm expecting from you. But you have to be honest with yourself that you will spend these necessary 3 hours with full efficiency. Then after this 1 month, step by step, we'll increase the load on you. In phase 2, I would require 4.5 hours per day. Then in phase 3, I would require 5.5 hours per day. And then in phase 4, which is the landing phase, well, by this time, you'll be familiar with the entire UPSC process, UPSC syllabus. This is the revision phase also. I would require 7 to 8 hours of your day. Now, these are the 4 steps that you will follow. Clear? Very clear. Now, let's take a look at each and every step one by one. What would happen in phase 1, the warm-up phase? Then what would happen in phase 2, the takeoff phase? Then phase 3, the cruise phase, and then the landing phase. So let's start with the warm-up phase. Okay. This is what a typical day would look like in the warm-up phase. Okay. Remember, I'm just requiring 3 hours of your day. Now, the thing is, 1.5 hours would be spent on learning the static subjects. Okay. Just focus on static subjects over here, like polity, geography, economy, history, 1.5 hours of that. Study one chapter every day or watch one lecture every day. Clear? Then 1 hour should be spent on current affairs. Okay, 1 whole hour would be spent on current affairs. And then 30 to 45 minutes of, well, revision, practice MCQs, and that's it. The reason why I focus on revision is because all this information would be new information for you. You have to solidify this information in your memory. And revision is the best possible way to do that. And MCQs again would help you allow this information be retained in your memory at least till your exams. So this is really important. Okay. Now here's the thing. Well, if you are studying the static subjects by watching lectures, then this is what I require from you. Okay. The thing is that, well, you'll watch the lecture, then you'll revise it from the notes. Then you'll practice the MCQs, practice questions. And the 4th step would be, well, ask your doubts if there are any, and there will be doubts. Until and unless you follow these 4 steps, I don't think this part would be complete. Your lecture won't be complete until and unless you follow all 4 steps. If you have just watched the lecture or just read it from the notes, the lecture is still incomplete. Be particular about this thing. Okay. So 1.5 hours of lecture and 30 to 45 minutes of revision MCQ doubts. Then this current affairs also. Well, on our YouTube channel, we have 30-minute lectures daily for current affairs. 30 minutes of watching the lecture, 15 minutes of revising it from the notes, and 5 to 10 minutes of practicing MCQs from that. Around 1 hour for current affairs. This is what a typical day would look like. Okay. You can spend these 1.5 hours in the morning just before going to your job or in the evenings. That's up to you. But freeze a particular time of the day for this. That's it. That's it. That is what is required from you in the first month of your preparation. This strategy, 3 hours per day. Then what will happen? After 1 month, you'll get a little used to these 3 hours, a little used to this preparation. The warm-up would be complete. Now would be the time to add some extra burden on you because now you have gained some momentum. So what would that extra burden look like? Now we enter phase 2. Okay. In the phase 2, well, this is the 3 hour 1 month warm up phase, the routine, the 3 hour routine in the warm up phase would continue. The extra burden would involve 1 hour of cumulative revision. Whatever you have covered in the previous 1 month, I would want you to revise that day by day, every day, spending 1 hour every day. So let's suppose you started with polity in the first month in your warm up phase. Okay. And now after 1 month, you have started with economics. Okay. In this 3 hour foundation. Now, economics would continue, but you have completed polity. Now, I would want you to revise it 1 hour every day. Okay. Just divide the entire polity syllabus into 30 parts and cover each part every day. Okay. And then another 30 minutes for answer writing, because up till now we just focused on MCQs. Now we'll start with answer writing as well. Okay. So this is 4.5 hours of your day. Now, before graduating to phase 3, let me tell you how a typical week would look like. You know how a typical day would look like in both phase 1 and phase 2. In phase 2, this 3 hour routine would continue. I'm just adding 1 hour of previous subjects revision and 30 minutes of answer writing, because answer writing is important. Now, what would a typical week look like? So here it is. So on the first 5 days of your week, from Monday to Friday, okay, this routine would continue. In phase 1, this routine, and phase 2, this routine. Okay, this would continue from Monday to Friday. This is your execution phase. Clear? Then on Saturday, what you'll do is you won't cover any new topic. You will just revise whatever was covered from Monday to Friday. Whatever topics were covered in your static portion, whatever topics were covered in your current affairs portion. Your entire Saturday would be dedicated to this revision. Just revise whatever was covered from Monday to Friday. As you can see, this strategy involves multiple revisions. Well, multiple revisions are required for retaining this information. UPSC syllabus is too bulky. You have to revise it multiple times so that you are able to retain it. So you will revise the topics that you have studied every day and on every Saturday. And just after Saturday, on Sunday, well, it will be a little relaxed, because on Sunday, you will just give the test. Okay, Sundays are reserved for tests only. Whatever you have covered in the past 1 week shall be tested on Sunday. And then repeat this exercise again. That is all. Clear? So this is how a typical week would look like. Now we are done with phase 1. We are done with phase 2. Okay, this process would go on. Now we enter the cruise phase. By this time, you have gathered a lot of steam, you have gathered a lot of momentum. These 3 hours won't feel a burden to you. In fact, these 4.5 hours, whatever you have had been following in phase 2, this won't also feel burdensome. But then, now that you are becoming a little comfortable with this 4.5 hour routine of phase 2, now I'll add some more burden on you. And what is this some more burden? What does this burden look like? Well, 30 to 45 minutes of CSAT. As we are witnessing that in the past couple of years, CSAT papers have become extremely difficult. Though CSAT is a qualifying exam, you just need to secure 33% of marks in your CSAT paper in prelims. But UPSC has made it sure that these 33% marks are also very difficult to get. Therefore, spend 30 to 45 minutes on CSAT every day. We will be spending that time. All right? And then, well, in your mains examination, there are language proficiency papers also, English and Hindi, or instead of Hindi, any mother tongue of yours. Okay, these are language proficiency papers. These are also qualifying papers, but I've seen so many successful, good candidates that weren't able to clear either English or Hindi, or any local language, the regional language, Schedule 8 language. Okay, so 30 minutes would be spent on language proficiency. So you are ready for mains as well. This would amount to 5.5 hours of your day, and this is your cruise phase. Your typical week would look like this only. Clear? This process will go on for another 5-6 months. And then, right before your exams, right before your prelims exams, right before, or let's say 90 days before your prelims exam, well, we will enter the landing phase. This is the most crucial phase. This phase involves a lot of tension, worry, anxiety. But in this time, you have to up the ante. Till now, you were spending around 5.5 hours of your day. I would want you to spend additional 1.5 to 2.5 hours. This phase only involves two things: extreme revision, extreme tests, and MCQ practice. Exhaustive revision phase. This is an exhaustive revision phase. The landing phase, the most difficult one. Syllabus, you have to revise it. Then mock tests, give as many tests and mock tests as possible because prelims is crucial. And then some of your time in one day would be spent on analyzing the performance in your tests. Okay. So this would, well, comfortably take around 7 to 8 hours of your day. Okay. But this is how this will go. I'm giving you a broad overview. Okay, so this is how the entire 12-month blueprint looks like. Okay, this is the table. I'll also share this slide with you just in the description section. All right, so this is how it looks like. But this is a foolproof strategy and it can be managed by working professionals as well. You don't have to be a full-time UPSC aspirant. No, continue with your job. Okay, after all, putting food on the table is an important task and you need to continue with it. Don't leave your job. But along with your job, if UPSC is your dream, well, you can easily spare 5 to 6 hours every day. And in the first month, I'm not even expecting more than 3 hours. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Now that you know in broad terms what your 12-month strategy would look like. But here's the thing. You need to have access to these weekly tests. You need to have access to these notes, these lectures that I'm talking about. Okay. So if you need any help with lectures, notes, tests, and regular guidance, okay, as to how to navigate this strategy, right? You need all this material, study material, test material, mentorship material. You need everything. Now, you don't have to look anywhere else. All of this material would be provided to you, provided you join our Gurukul batch. Okay, this batch is tailor-made for working professionals. Well, full-time UPSC aspirants can also follow this, but working professionals would really find this Gurukul batch extremely useful. Okay, we have mapped out your entire 12-month journey and we will hold your hand from now till the very end. Okay, we will prepare for prelims, we will prepare for mains, we will also prepare for the interview. We will handhold you throughout this journey. Every material, everything would be provided to you. You don't have to buy extra books. Our notes are sufficient. You don't have to look anywhere else for explanation. Our lectures are enough. You don't have to buy any other test series. Our test series would be enough. And the 90-day revision strategy would be really useful for you. Okay, so join our Gurukul batch. Now, if you are interested in our Gurukul batch, all you have to do is just WhatsApp us on this number. WhatsApp this message. I want to join Gurukul batch. That's it. Just WhatsApp us on this number. I want to join Gurukul batch and we will take it forward from there. We will handhold you from start till finish. So WhatsApp us now.